this error is actually coming from our Firebase adapter, because it's initially it's getting the toDate over here. This, where is it? This toDate, it couldn't read this variable from the Firebase because it's null. So what you need to do is you need to go back to the node modules, and over there you can find next auth, next auth over here at next auth, expand it. You can find the Firebase adapter, expand it. Inside this dist folder, you can find this index.js. Here, search for toDate. You can find it here. Over here, all you need to do, just add this question mark. So after a quite long search, I find a single solution in the Stack Overflow. So Stack Overflow, thank God to Stack Overflow. Okay, so now it's done. Let's go back and let's restart the server, save the changes, close it, and collapse all the menus. It's loaded successfully without any error. Let's go back here and let's go back and refresh the localhost 3000. Look at that. Currently it's showing undefined, and see, later it's showing, now successfully it's showing, right? See, it's because it's logged in already, it's logged in successfully. That's why it's fetching the user session and it's printing the user information. What is that? The user email ID, URL, and the name and everything. I didn't even click and sign in again because already there is a session that it's fetched and it's showing us over here. How cool it is. It's awesome, right? Now what we need to do is we need to use this information to load over here. So what I'm going to do is close this. Let me go back to the index.js and I'm going to check this. That means only if there is no session. If not session, then you will display this information. You will display this information, or else display this information. So let me bring this completely into here, cut over here. And if there is an information, for the time being, print this paragraph, hi. Let's go and check. Look at that. If I refresh this, it's loading that. You can see that there is a flickering over there, right? If I refresh it, it's loading that login and then it's loading that hi. This is the problem with the authentications whenever we are using with the Next.js. So that's why we need to use the server-side rendering. Once before the page is getting loaded itself, we need to have that information in our hand. So do that. That's why we are going to use the server-side rendering. So before moving into that, let's customize it a little bit. Then we'll talk about that. Okay, because hi, it doesn't make any sense. So let's create a customization. I'm going to create a division with flex and items center. So let me create this flex and items center. Justify the items in the center. And here I'm going to load the image tag. And this image is going to use the value from the session. So session dot, you can see that it's providing the user. So we need to get the user image over here. Save the changes. It's showing, oh, there is no height and width, right? So I think it's because of that. Let's see. Class name equals width 30, 80 pixel width 20, and height 20. We're having that image. Let me copy this and let me paste it over here. We are not getting that image. Why? Because it's not loading the image properly. Let me refresh it one more time. Okay, it's not happening. So let me sign out then. If I click this on click, sometimes it might happen because it will not load the image properly. So sign out. So if I click this, that session will be signed out and it will return back to the sign in page. So it's successfully returned back. Now let me click it again. Let me click this again. Let's recreate, re-log in one more time. Still, I'm not getting the image. I'm not sure why it's not returning the image. It is supposed to be return the image over there. Session.user image. We are getting the information, but our image is not getting loaded. Not sure why. Why my image is not getting loaded? Let me copy it. Let me check whether the image is loading or not. See, that is my image. Then why it's not getting loaded inside my project? I'm not sure. Okay, let me load the name. Let's say direction flex column. And after this image, I need to load the paragraph to load our image. So image name, sorry, our username, session.user.name. Save the changes. So that will display the username. Well, look at that. Now my image is loading. I'm not sure why. What is this? Seriously, guys, I don't know what's happening right now, but actually sometimes the image is not getting loaded properly, but it's quite, after a few times it is loading perfectly. So now my image is loaded and the name and everything is loaded successfully. Let me change quite few settings styles for this. So let me make this rounded as large. Okay, and let me add some shadow effects over there. Shadow empty. Okay, so if you see that every time when I'm refreshing, it's loading that login and then it's loading my session. That means it's rendering first, after that only it's fetching the session. So what we need to do is we need to get that session in the server side itself. So to do that, that's why we are going to use the server side prop, get server side props. If you go back to your Next.js documentation, where it is over here, if you search for get server side props, so go through this documentation completely because it's a really nice documentation. I go through it completely. That's why I came to know how to use the get server side props and everything. Okay, so using this get server side props, this will